What it is, YouTube, it's your boy Jay the Gemini back again, man. Today, we're going over some cinema, some film, good old stuff. We have the top 20 movie villains that had justifiable motives, right? And this is a conversation that I see a lot on the internet about who's right and who's wrong, and like it's like if you play devil's advocate, okay, maybe. But when you really think about things in hindsight and in retrospect, so we gonna take every single villain and we gonna break them down, psychology based. I'm not a psychologist. Let me not say that. We just gonna break down the psychology of these villains, like the way they think, and like if I do think they were right, justifiable, or wrong in the things that they did. So yeah, without further ado, let's get it, man.
I've done questionable things, also extraordinary things.
I've never seen Blade Runner. I should do like a marathon of like.
And today we're counting down our
movies
picks for the
I've
top
never
20
seen,
film
I haven't
villains
seen a
who
lot.
had justifiable motives.
Mongo's heart is twisted. He would make himself into what twisted him.
For this list, we'll be looking at villains who
never
actually
seen that.
had some good points. We're talking official canon, so no characters with retconned prequels or lore. Sorry, Elphaba.
Who killed the Witch of the East? Was it you?
To be clear, we're
Bruh, she has got like one of the sharpest chins in cinema history, bro. Like she looked like Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog, bro. That shit is crazy.
not claiming that these villains' actions were justified, just that we can sympathize with the thoughts or difficulties that led to them. Did we miss your favorite sympathetic villain? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Cypher, The Matrix. Wanting to return to blissful ignorance in The Matrix, Cypher betrays the crew of the Nebuchadnezzar.
I don't want to remember nothing. Nothing. You understand?
This is your brain when you're struggling to focus. And this is your brain.
We gotta
when you're
get
in the
into
zone.
this one.
But getting in the zone.
I don't want to be rich.
We're definitely not defending those actions. He turns on his friends and smiles while doing it. But we do understand where he's coming from.
That is not true, Cypher. He set us free.
Free. You call this free? I
Bro.
do what he tells me to do.
Morpheus doesn't really paint a clear picture of what you're getting into by taking the red pill.
That's
he
what I
romanticizes
said.
it, making it seem cool and badass that you're going down the rabbit hole. He doesn't mention the part where he's actually recruiting you to join a war that you otherwise could have remained blissfully unaware of. Cypher deserved a real choice in the matter.
I'm tired, Trinity. I'm tired of this war.
That nigga close as
Tired of
hell,
fighting.
ain't
I'm tired of this ship
he? That
being
nigga.
cold.
Number 19.
But yeah, let's get into that, bro. I completely agree with Cypher. Like I said in one of my last videos, bro, like you going down, brother. If it's me or you, you're going down. Now, if it's a war going on, bro, and you tell me that the world I'm living in is fake and I want to get out of the matrix and blah blah blah, and you paint this nice pretty picture, and then turns out, nigga, you living in a bunker, living off Goodwill clothes, not even Goodwill clothes, worse than Goodwill clothes, eating mystery, like big bowls of mystery. Like I think in the movie them niggas was like, yeah, it tastes just like oatmeal. What? So and it's like, bro, y'all are homeless essentially. Like in hindsight, y'all are homeless, bro, and you recruited me for this, and then you programming shit into my head to teach me how to fight and shoot in order to fight some agents that fight better than me. These niggas, agents was smoking y'all boots in a 3-piece suit, bro. Like, Nigga, I'm telling you got to go, brother. War over. Put me back where I belong. This is not my fight. Y'all don't have the numbers to be able to compete, my nigga. It's over. Yeah, we out here looking for this one guy that can beat all these agents. Nobody else can beat these agents but him. Morpheus couldn't even beat the agents. Bro, you're cooked. It's time to go. I'm snitching. It was him. He did it. It was him. Get him. I might help them niggas. I might get me in a punch or two. Like, what are we talking about? Next.
Sandman, Spider-Man 3. For all of its shortcomings, one thing that the third installment in Sam Raimi's trilogy does well is tell the heartbreaking...
I don't think Sandman was a villain. I think he was just, I wouldn't categorize him as a villain. I would categorize him as like somebody who was doing what he had to do. Cause the nigga already was in prison. Like he already escaped prison.
story of Flint Marko.
You maybe even killed a man?
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't.
Who could have better predicted that we would be feeling for the guy that killed Uncle Ben? But that's just what happens. Flint is more of a victim of circumstance than a straight-up villain. Yes, he is a criminal, but he turned to a life of crime to try to take care of his sick daughter.
I know all about you. Like the fact that Spider-Man won't let you help your poor daughter.
Who among us can't sympathize with that? If the story was told from his point of view, we might even regard him as a hero, fighting for his family in an unjust world.
My daughter was dying. I needed money. I was scared.
Even Peter eventually forgives him. Number 18.
You gotta make that shit shake for your kids. That's all I gotta say. Zemo from Captain America. Let's get into it.
Zemo, Captain America Civil War. While there was already a rift forming between the Avengers over the Sokovia Accords, Zemo tore it right open by framing Bucky for murdering King T'Chaka.
I don't want to talk about it.
You feel that if you open your mouth, the horrors might never stop.
A major narrative thread throughout the MCU involves the Avengers dealing with the consequences of their actions, and Zemo plays an important role. Yes, the Avengers saved everyone they could in Sokovia when they took on Ultron, but who created Ultron in the first place? Oh yeah.
Did you know there's a new AI tool that allows you to create AI-generated YouTube thumbnails by just pasting a YouTube video?
Tony Stark. The battle destroyed Zemo's home and left his family dead.
This was a scene right here.
It's not difficult to understand why he holds a bit of a grudge.
My father lived outside the city. I thought we would be safe there. My son was excited. I could see the Iron Man from the car window.
Number 17.
That scene was a motherfucking scene because it was such a conflict, and that's like a running theme inside of the Black Panther series throughout Marvel, is like dealing with revenge, which is what a lot of people don't realize. Marvel was a hell of a motherfucker, ain't they? But that scene was about more than just Black Panther pulling up and he changed his mind about Off It Buddy. Like, bro was going through a cycle of, I want revenge for my father that got killed by this person for the longest time. If you pay attention, that's the same thing that Killmonger went through. He was chasing Wakanda because he wanted revenge for the person that killed his father. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when Zemo was telling the story, he was like, the Avengers came, a building fell, like it was so much destruction. He was searching for his family, his wife and kids, for 3 days, buried under rubble. Like everybody was like covered in white dust, and by the time he finally found them, I think he said his wife and his kids were dead, and his wife was holding the kids in her arms and they were dead, like crushed under some rubble. And bro said the Avengers went home. They just went home. And that's so crazy because, like, nigga, y'all got enough money to fix cities, bro. Like, y'all got the manpower, y'all got the money, and y'all got the wherewithal to be able to fix cities, bro. That's why that new Superman movie was so impressive to me, because I think that Superman was better than him. Not only better, but I think that Superman was stronger than Henry Cavill's Superman, because if you paid attention to that movie, he was saving every little life. Squirrels, dogs, like no life was too small. This is that reason why. So T'Challa's conflicted because he's like, vengeance has consumed you and it's consuming them. And I'm done letting it consume me. And Shuri had the same thing, you know what I'm saying? When Namor drowned her mom, and she was like, you drowned her in front of me, you know what I'm saying? She spent the whole movie mad at the world because of, you know what I'm saying, what Namor did. And it's like vengeance and revenge has been a running theme through the Black Panther series. So I'm not mad at Zemo. I probably would have pitted y'all against each other too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't beat no damn Captain America. I smoke Captain America boots. What am I talking about? Anyways, Pre-Crime Department, Minority Report.
Pre-Crime Department,
I've never seen this
Minority Report. This may be an unpopular opinion. Obviously,
I'm not a real big Tom Hanks fan. Is that who that is? I ain't real.
The Pre-Crime Department proved to be flawed when it was revealed that the Precogs' visions aren't as authoritative as they seemed.
You think the 3 in the tank come out of a test tube? They are merely the ones who survived.
The inhumane way in which the Precogs were treated was also a horrible abuse of power. But there were some good intentions behind the idea. Imagine you're about to be attacked on the street, and just in the nick of time, a team of agents descends on the scene and saves your life. Ideally, such a department wouldn't just prevent crimes before they happen, but also deter crime. Who would decide to plan a murder or robbery when they could be arrested before it even happened?
Think about the lives that little girl saved. Think about all the lives she will save. That little girl could have saved Sean.
Number 6.
Okay, I think I heard about that movie. That was the movie where they had the organization that was like kicking ass before niggas even committed the crimes, but they was basically crimes that people were most likely about to do, if I remember correctly. And that one is kind of because it's like, if you had the opportunity to save a life or stop a crime before it even happened, would you? Like, or I don't know, I got this little saying, and I'm like, I trust the thief to steal, I trust the cheater to cheat, and I trust the killer to kill. So it's like, if it's somebody that I know, I don't even want to say somebody that I know, but it's like, if it's abundantly obvious that some shit finna go down, then yes, you can step in and deter the situation. You know what I'm saying? But I would never try to hurt, harm, or try to persecute somebody for a crime that they have yet to commit, or something that they have they might have had some intention on committing, but they don't do it. Like, as people, we have emotions. Like, you can't stop us from having emotions. So oftentimes it's like, it's been plenty of times where I wanted to put my hands on somebody, but I didn't do it. It's been plenty of times where I wanted to do something, but I didn't do it. So you can't blame me or try and, you know what I'm saying, cast judgment upon me for something that I thought about doing. We all do. Now, Victor Drago.
16. Victor Drago.
This nigga wasn't a villain at all.
Creed 2. For fans of the original Rocky movies, this is the match of a lifetime. The son of Apollo Creed fighting the son of the man that killed his dad. But while Victor Drago's father Ivan deserves every bit of shade thrown his way, Victor deserves better.
Что мы здесь делаем? В стран будущее. Я даже не знаю эту женщину. Она нам чужая. Она бросила тебя. Они все.
When you look at things from his perspective, all the anger and darkness he has built up inside of him is understandable. His father came home, disgraced, to a country that pretty much disowned him.
Because of you, I lose everything. Country. Respect.
Victor's mother abandoned him, and his father, let's just say tough love was his preferred method of parenting. No wonder Victor was so driven not just to defeat Creed, but to destroy him. Number 15, Joe.
I mean, it's boxing, bro. Like, who really was the bad guy in the movie? It's boxing.
Jobu Tupaki. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Jobu Tupaki is a terrifying figure who wants to destroy the entire multiverse.
I got bored one day, and I put everything on a bagel.
I lost $50,000 because I didn't buy a domain name. My advice, head to Wix and...
Y'all think like a bagel look exactly like a donut. Like the only thing that separates the two really is because a bagel is a little bit tougher and like you cut it in half. But a donut, essentially, you could cut a donut in half. They like cousins, like bagels and donuts. Anyways, this movie sounded kind of hard. I might watch it.
Everything.
However, deep down, she's also the daughter of a woman who pushed her too hard, splintering her mind and leading to a hopeless, nihilistic worldview. After her mother, Alpha Evelyn, discovered verse jumping, she experimented using her own child. Jobu jumps through universes searching for meaning, but a foot in all worlds is a foot in none. She creates the black hole-like everything bagel, not with the primary aim of ending the multiverse, but of ending her own suffering.
I wanted to see if I went in, could I finally escape?
She got a bagel on her head.
Knowing her story, it's easy to sympathize with her. Who doesn't want to find a place where we belong?
So let's just go our separate ways, okay? Just let me go.
Number 14, The Tethered, Us. If you were experimented on by the government, then...
I still do not understand this movie. I understand it. I get what happened, but I don't understand it, if you know what I mean. Like, you can get it, but you don't understand it.
Then abandoned in an underground facility, you'd probably be pretty angry too. Now, of course, we aren't condoning all the brutal killing and whatnot, but we definitely understand the Tethered's motives.
There was a girl. And the girl had a shadow.
They just want to live their own lives and enjoy the world like we do. Can you imagine spending your whole life linked to another, unable to fully control your own actions? In order to escape this fate, the Tethered revolt against their unwitting captors. It's not their fault that the only way to become untethered is to kill their counterparts.
They figured out how to make a copy of the body, but not the soul. The soul remains one, shared by two.
Number 13.
Is that what that was? Is that why they had the rabbits? They turned the rabbits into people? Is that what they was doing? Y'all let me know in the comments. Is that what? Like, because there was a lot of rabbits down there, right? First of all, my black ass wouldn't have went down there. Nigga, we can make some more kids. I know I said you gotta do what you gotta do. We can make some more kids. My black ass wouldn't have been down there. Crazy as fuck. But was they, like, experimenting on... Like, they just turned a rabbit into people? Captain Barbosa. Pirates and the Navy is such a weird thing to me because by ethics, the Navy, the military, you know, I watch a lot of One Piece, I watch a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean. Shout out to Shanks, shout out to Luffy. But the military, the government is supposed to be the control the law and order of the world. You know what I'm saying? Pirates essentially disobey, pillage, and, you know what I'm saying, take, steal. They do what the fuck they want to do. So it's like, if the government is operating for the wrong reasons, does that technically make them the bad guys? But there has to be law and order somewhere, or else it'll be chaos. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, bro. That's crazy.
Barbosa, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
We've accursed men, Miss Turner. Compelled by greed, but now we are consumed by it.
It's not easy to sympathize with the murderous kidnapping captain of a ship that he stole from his former friend, leaving him for dead on a deserted island. But we do get Barbosa.
We took him all.
Yeah, they was doing Jack filthy throughout the whole series. That shit was crazy.
Pleasurable company.
After years of never feeling anything and not being able to die, anyone would go a little bit mad. His speech to Elizabeth Swann might be terrifying, but it is also insightful. Now, of course, all of the plundering and the murdering still seems like a bit of overkill. Yet we do understand. Barbosa just wants to be a real boy again.
I feel nothing. Not the wind on my face, nor the spray of the sea, nor the warmth of a woman's flesh.
Oh, bro, just there
Fate to me is
existing.
basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where you can do.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Them effects were amazing for the time.
Star Trek Into Darkness.
I was never a Star Trek guy.
As criminals forced into exile.
Khan is easily one of the most formidable villains the crew of the Enterprise has ever faced. He's basically superhuman, and nothing motivates someone, whether they're a villain or a hero, more than friends in peril. Kirk and Spock probably understand that better than anyone. They go to extreme lengths to save each other, as well as the rest of the crew. That's really all Khan is doing, too. His people had been pretty much held captive, or more like held hostage by Starfleet. Khan's means might be brutal, but he's doing what he thinks is necessary to free his people.
Marcus took my crew from me. You are a murderer.
He used my friends to control me.
Number 11, Wilford. Snowpiercer.
Niggas is getting smoked. Nah, Snowpiercer. Never seen it.
Piercer. Okay, yes. Wilford is a tyrannical leader who keeps himself in power by controlling the population and teaching children that he's practically a god.
We need to maintain
He's a bad guy,
the balance of anxiety and fear, chaos and horror in order to keep life going.
Not good, but the dude did kind of save all of humanity, at least what was left of it. When the new Ice Age occurred, he was the only person with the means to survive. He opened up his train to other people. Granted, he segregated the haves from the have-nots and ruled with an iron fist.
Look, Curtis. Beyond the gate. Section after section, precisely where they've always been and where they'll always be.
And the way he keeps the training running is absolutely heinous. But without him, everyone would be dead. That's gotta count for something, right?
I've devoted my entire
No.
life to this. The eternal engine.
Number 10.
That's one thing about like being a ruler is like sometimes you have to make the hard decisions, but at the same time you gotta put some thought into that, bro. Like you can't just be like, it's a lot more than just, hey, we gonna do it this way. Like, especially if it's hurting and killing your people. Like, you may save some, but you may kill some. So the goal, ultimately, I feel like would be to save as many people as possible the best way possible. You know what I'm saying? And the best way possible can't be with hurting people. You know what I'm saying?
Thanos. Avengers
Thanos.
Infinity War. A common theme in many movies is that humans are a threat to themselves and the Earth in general.
Titan was like most planets. Too many mouths, not enough to go around.
Along comes a villain who believes that humans should be controlled or even culled. The Mad Titan operates on this premise except on a much larger scale. In Thanos' mind, he's the hero, a savior who will rescue advanced species from themselves. The snap is a quick fix.
With all 6 stones, I could simply snap my fingers. They would all cease to exist. I call that mercy.
Of course, fortunately, not all of us want to commit mass murder to resolve the issue. The end here doesn't justify the means. He did get one thing right, though. We just seem to be destroying our own environment, and something's got to give.
Bro,
just
threw
not,
shawty over a cliff,
half
bro.
of
That
all
shit
life.
is crazy.
Then what? I finally rest and watch the sunrise on a grateful universe.
You're one sentence away from
Saying
launching your
he gonna
website
snap
for
his
Base
fingers
44.
and retire,
Since the
bro.
beginning
That
of the
shit
internet,
is
there's never
crazy.
been such a fun fact.
Number 9, Old Joe.
Now, with Thanos' shit, that's another example of, like, I feel like he's trying to find the easy way out because, that's a, nigga, you could have just snapped and doubled the resources. Like, you could have snapped and did anything. Doubled the resources, triple, quadrupled the resources on every single planet. Like, nigga, so your idea, the best, you have the Infinity Gauntlet capable of doing, like, capable of causing catastrophic damage and wiping out half of the population on multiple planets. And the best you could come up with across the universe. There's a lot of planets throughout the universe. The best thing you could come up with is wiping out everybody or half of everybody. Nigga, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Nigga, you could have made some more resources, bro. Like, that's why I feel like Thanos wasn't really thinking for real. Like, it's like when somebody wants somebody to be quiet, but instead of like really talking to them or like de-escalating the situation, they slap them and think that's just gonna fix it. It's like, nigga, that's the best you came up with, bro?
Oh, Looper.
Oh, Joe Looper.
So trying
Never
to slay a
seen
young
Looper.
person is impossible to defend. However, let's look for a moment at Old Joe's motivation.
You heard of the Rainmaker?
Yeah, Seth said that night. New boss in the future used the words holy terror.
Yeah. Reign of terror.
It harks back to that old question. If you could go back in time and kill someone responsible for countless deaths before they committed any wrongs, would you? Old Joe is trying to stop the Rainmaker, who will become a criminal boss, kill all the loopers, and murder Joe's wife. Even if you don't agree with his actions, it's easy to understand his reasons. Ending the Rainmaker's life before he becomes the Rainmaker will save a lot of lives.
He's here. He lives here, now. In this county. And I'm gonna use this to find him. And I'm gonna kill him.
Number 8, lab employees.
I guess. Cabin in the Woods, lab employees. Now, I am a big horror fan. I'm a big horror fan. And just like I'm a big anime fan and Marvel, DC fan, like I love comics. I love, film. I love action. I love adventure. This is probably some I'm not allowed to say, but this is probably one of the dumbest scary movies I've ever seen in my fucking life. It was so fucking random and I didn't understand it. Like, I got it, but I didn't get it, you feel me?
The Cabin in the Woods. Though the college students are attacked by all sorts of monsters, the true villains here are the lab employees pulling all the strings from their underground facility.
Hey, you just sweat the chem, Lan. All these morons are singing What a Friend We Have in Shinto. We are bringing the pain.
And it certainly seems cruel to lure people into their sacrificial ritual, especially given their callous attitude towards it all.
Congratulations. Go to maintenance. Who share the pot with Ronald the intern.
That's not fair. I had zombies too.
However, when you think about...
That's why it was so bad to me, because it went from... It was so unserious, you know what I'm saying?
What's at stake, you can kind of understand where they're coming from. Without the ritual, the world will literally end.
You can die with them. Or you can die for them.
The lab employees, along with other organizations around the world, are tasked with keeping ancient gods at bay. In fact, it could be argued that these gods are actually the true villains, more than the lab employees.
You're still in my head. So now all we have to do is go to Automy, let's hit convert, and see the...
Number 7. Magua, the last of the Mohicans. Sometimes...
I've never seen The Last of the Mohicans, but I've definitely heard of it.
Things are all about perspective.
L'homme blanc vient comme l'aube de jour. Et la nuit, tu amènes ensemble pour le futur.
From Magua's perspective, he is at war with the British and Colonel Monroe specifically.
As he
and
should.
When you think about how Magua was kidnapped by the Mohawks, tortured by Monroe, and basically had his life ruined, it's no surprise why the guy is so upset. It's not great that he pretends to be friends with our main characters only to ultimately betray them. And that part about him making one of Monroe's daughters his wife is also pretty grim. But there are causes for all that hate inside.
Notre conseil se pose la question. Depuis que je suis enfant, Cordove les héros.
Number 6. Ozymandias, Watchmen.
Ozymandias was out there cooking them. Bro, this nigga was putting belt the ass out that bitch. I couldn't believe how much this nigga was stomping their asses in the mud, bro.
Nothing brings people together like a common enemy.
Humanity's savage nature will inevitably lead to growth.
They need to make a second one.
And nobody knows that better than Ozymandias. That's his whole plan. In the Watchmen universe, the Cold War has reached the point where nuclear war is imminent and mutually assured destruction is just around the corner. Ozymandias believes that the only way to stop us from fighting each other is by giving us someone else to fight together. He puts in motion a devastating attack on several cities, blaming it on Dr. Manhattan. And it actually works. The US and USSR do forge an alliance. It's another messed up case where the end clearly doesn't justify the means. But we do understand Ozymandias' motives.
Killing millions.
To save billions. A necessary crime.
Number 5. General...
I've seen that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Dr. Manhattan could have stopped that fucking war, bro. Like, what are we talking about right now? Like, you have damn near omnipotent being, and we over here arguing about some nukes. Man, if you don't get his emotional ass to start acting right, bro, he could have stopped that fucking war with the snap of his fingers, bro. Stop playing with me.
Francis Hummel, The Rock. It's hard to believe that Hummel is considered the villain of this story at all.
You will transfer $100 million from the Grand Cayman Red Sea Trading Company account to an account I designate. From these funds, reparations of $1 million will be paid to each of the 83 Marines' families.
All he wants is for the families of his fallen comrades to be fairly compensated for their deaths. The U.S. government sent them to war with the promise that their families would be taken care of, and then broke that promise.
It was my men on the ground that made those hits possible by lasing the targets. 20 of them were left to rot outside Baghdad after the conflict ended. No benefits were paid to their families.
Hummel tries to do things the right way again and again, but eventually takes things into his own hands. Yes, he holds many innocent people hostage and threatens worse, but he doesn't actually intend on following through. He just wants the government to make good on its promises.
Well, I have choked on these lies my entire career. Well, here and now, the lies stop.
Number 4. Roy Bad.
that's not a bad guy in my opinion. Like sometimes, like one of the best practices of being a good human being is keeping your word no matter what, bro. You have to keep your word no matter what. So if that's what it takes to get motherfuckers to keep their word, bad. Run it. Like, what are we talking about? I've also never seen Blade Runner. I heard it's a really good movie. Let's see.
Blade Runner. Similar to Khan, this is another villain that is really just trying to fight for his people.
Well, I'm afraid that's a little out of my jurisdiction. I want more life, Father.
Replicants are created to be worked as slaves and programmed with a built-in 4-year lifespan. Batty's main goal isn't to hurt anyone, although he's willing to. It's to prolong his life and fight for replicant rights. Imagine being used up for 4 years only to be discarded like trash.
You were made as well as we could make you, but not to last.
The Tyrell Company designed them to be as human as possible. Why are they surprised when they suddenly want to fight for their fundamental rights?
All those moments will be lost.
Atera is the IT painkiller. Remote monitoring and management, remote access, help desk and ticketing.
In time.
Number 3, Killmonger.
The dog himself sitting at number 3. We are gonna talk about this nigga in this video. I knew he was gonna be in here too.
Black Panther. While Killmonger might seem power-hungry at first glance, his motivations are truly honorable. He is of Wakandan descent, but abandoned by his own people. And then he grew up in a world that viewed him as a second-class citizen. We understand why Wakanda wants to keep their technology secret. Historically, humans abuse power.
These items aren't for sale.
How do you think your ancestors got these? You think they paid a fair price? Or did they take it like they took everything else?
But sitting back and watching people hurt when you have the power to help, well, that doesn't really fly either.
Y'all sitting up here comfortable. Must feel good. It's about 2 billion people all over the world that looks like us. But their lives are a lot harder.
Yes, Killmonger does horrible things to get what he wants, but it's easy to see where he's coming from.
When black folks started revolutions, they never had the firepower or the resources to fight their oppressors. Where was Wakanda?
Number 2.
Let's talk about this nigga, Killmonger. Killius Mongolius. Goddamn. So first of all, bro, if you do research into any royal kingdom, bro, wars happen, right? In this case, King T'Chaka sent his brother to America, to the hood, to do research as a spy, you know what I'm saying? But on the back end, he sent his right-hand man with his brother to keep eye on things as a spy, you feel me? King T'Chaka's brother betrayed his kingdom, you know what I'm saying, by selling vibranium behind T'Chaka's back. That's first of all. Second of all, T'Chaka was gonna let this shit slide by banishing him, right? He was gonna banish him. He didn't off his brother until his brother tried to kill his right-hand man. It's an instance of not taking accountability. Like, how you madder than me because you got caught? Like, you gonna try and kill somebody because, you know what I'm saying, you got caught doing dirt? Like, how that work? So he got bodied, you feel me? Now, in any royal kingdom, when catching a traitor, you were supposed to either kill their offspring or enslave their offspring. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the reason why. Because Killmonger happens. The sons, the daughters, they come back full-fledged for vengeance. Killmonger was supposed to die that night. You feel me? So it's like, was he justified? I understand the mentality. I understand the sentiment. Okay, a bunch of strange people. And then a lot of people say they could have took Killmonger back. No, nigga, they couldn't, because Killmonger wasn't born in Wakanda. He was born in America. He was Wakandan, but he wasn't born there. So it's like, okay, a bunch of strange people. I walk in the room, I see my dad dead. This guy that I've never met before that says he's my uncle is gonna take me back to a place I ain't never been. I'm supposed to get raised with a bunch of people that I don't know just because they said so, and these are the people that killed my dad. Come on, man, that don't even make sense. And plus, that would have never stopped him from being angry. He was just gonna be angry in Wakanda. Also, it's not Wakanda's job to save the world at all. T'Challa is not the king of the world. He's the king of Wakanda. The meteorite didn't land in America. It didn't land all over the world. It landed in Wakanda. So the resources belong to them. Like, they built traditions behind it. They built history behind it. They built technology behind it. The world didn't come up with that. Wakanda did. So the world, if they did get a hold of that technology, probably would use it to exploit, create weapons, and start all types of wars that they would capitalize in naturally because they had the tools to do so, firmly funded by Wakanda. So it's like, no, you don't have to. Maybe you can start a fundraiser or a couple charities, but this nigga was talking about starting full-blown wars that didn't have to happen. No, Eric Killmonger was not correct. You feel me? He was not correct. Like, y'all view it from a perspective. I hate when people, like, he says a couple things about black people struggling and people just hop on the meat wagon and it's like, oh yeah, no, that nigga wasn't right, bro. Like, Wakanda was minding its business. Wakanda wasn't at war with nobody. So it's like, Wakanda is its own entity. You don't just start packing up guns and starting wars with people just because you can. Like, what? That's not how that go, bro. Come on now. Now, Koba, Planet of the Apes. Let's talk.
Koba, the Planet of the Apes franchise. This is another villain who goes to extreme lengths to achieve his goal.
Side note, also, do you know how many people Killmonger would have gotten killed on both sides of the playing field? Women, children, men, royalty. He would have got slaughtered by going to war with other people. Like, y'all think he was just finna go to war and do a clean sweep? Come on, man. Is that really how you think a king is supposed to rule his kingdom? By putting everybody's life in danger just because he can in attempts to take over the world? Because that's where that was going. That was all right, we finna pack up these weapons and it's gonna be our way or the highway for everybody. Man, come on, dog.
But you can see why. Caesar's goal of peace between apes and humans is admirable, but Koba hasn't had the same experiences. Whereas Caesar became the adoptive son of a sympathetic human, Will Rodman, Koba was abused, tormented, and experimented on. Once Koba was given the intelligence to understand what had happened to him and to escape, his response was to fight back in self-defense and in defense of all apes. Why would he trust humans after all that?
Caesar has no place here.
Before we continue,
You have to. You know what I'm saying? The only way to end a war is with peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad things happen. Bad things are gonna happen. Bad things will continue to happen. It's not too much we could do about the past except make adjustments and attempts to further advance the future to make it so the things that happened in the past don't happen again in the future. You have to understand that. Holding on to that rage, that anger, that frustration, that hate will never lead to anything good. It will always lead to destruction, turmoil, and ultimately your demise. And that goes not only for movies, but that goes for life. If you walk around mad at the world 24/7, harboring hatred in your heart, man, that shit gonna come back to you, dog. That energy is always gonna return every single time. You can't escape it.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. And
you get out of this world what you put in. So if you constantly putting hatred and bad energy and angry energy into the world, you're gonna get that same in return.
And ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
The X-Men franchise.
Thousands of men on those ships, good, honest, innocent men. They're just following orders.
Given his past and internment during World War II, Eric Lensher doesn't exactly have fond memories of being put on lists or seen as dangerous. Magneto wants mutants to fight back against oppression and to have the same basic rights and freedoms.
Make no mistake, my brothers. They will draw first blood. They will force their cure upon us.
Granted, his methods cross a line. Using your powers to control and hurt people isn't a great way to prove that you're not scary. But why should he have to diminish himself to make others more comfortable? If you watch the movies in chronological order, you can see how his motives change over the years into a kind of mutant elitism. But at his core, he is just a guy fighting for his people.
I will bring you home, old friend. And I ask only one thing in return. Don't get in my way.
Do you agree with our picks? Check
Magneto, I feel like from the time he was born, never got dealt a fair hand. And at those times, I personally feel like, you know what I'm saying, God is always going to put the hardest struggles on the toughest people in the world. And Magneto is one of those people. Because as a Holocaust survivor, as constantly being persecuted and going through the world as a mutant, constantly feeling like you got to hide from people and stuff like that, it's like, I know that's not easy to do, you feel me? But once again, we go back to the hatred, harboring hatred in your heart. And man, trying to fearmonger people into, you know what I'm saying, doing things the way you want to do them and hurting people is not the way, because basically you're playing off of the fear of misunderstanding. People will always fear and dislike what they don't understand. So you're playing off of the fear and misunderstanding of mutants, and you playing off of the fear and misunderstanding of people, regular people. You know what I'm saying? You basically pitting them against each other in order to create even more turmoil. So at the cortex of it, he's the problem, for real, when in reality, he could be using his powers to create understanding. I like Magneto. He's one of my most favorite villains. He's what I would like to call civilized evil. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't good, but he's not a bad guy. He's very gentleman-like. He's not a scumbag, you feel me? But he's not a good guy. Like, he's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't handing out gift baskets and Amazon gift cards and shit like that neither. But he's not, you know what I'm saying? He ain't finna be out here killing just for the fuck of it, or just, you know, I don't know, throwing kids off buildings. Or he's not Homelander at all. So yeah, man, that's my opinion. That's what I think on these individuals, these constituents that technically, if you're playing devil's advocate, will have a little bit of leeway with being correct. You know what I'm saying? I know people talk about these, they have these conversations a lot when it comes to online, and they're like, who's a villain who really was right, and blah, blah, blah. And they often fire off a lot of these names, and it's like, nah, man, a lot of these folks wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these folks. But that's the video. It's your boy Jay the Gemini. Y'all already know what's up. I also have something special coming up for y'all, so y'all just stay tuned, man. I got something special coming up. I think y'all love it. Stay tuned. It's your boy. I'm out.